This is the stuff we're talking about. This is what we have been talking about. We got Elle Duncan on Stephen A. Smith's show trying to downplay and deny the Caitlin Clark effect and trying to spread the credit to everybody else. This is the classic, it's not her, it's all of us lying stuff that they have been doing. If it's all of y'all, why is Nafisa Collier constantly name dropping this girl when it comes to this CBA and trying to get everybody paid? Why is it? Elle Duncan is flat out lying up here. She's in denial, and she also is exposing some of the things they are looking for in this CBA, and she's not even 100% truthful with that because we've seen the things that they have been asking for. This is crazy. We got to tap into what's going on the Stephen A. Smith show. Let's get into it. Welcome to Get the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. It is always greatly, greatly appreciated. Let's get right into it. We got Elle Duncan. This time she's not with the Stooges, Shanae Ogwumike and Andrea Carter. She's by herself on the Stephen A. Smith show. And listen to this lady flat out just disrespectful when it comes to the Caitlin Clark effect. Acting like it's everybody else, trying to make it seem like the fans are the reason for a divide in tension. Let's get into it, man. WNBA, the gift that keeps on giving.
However, I remember when we debated about this, and I was debating about it with Shanae and everybody last year when I was talking about Caitlin Clark. I was like, I was like, follow the money, because, I'm following the money.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the Caitlin Clark coming in, and I'm going like, wait a minute now. She ain't the best player in the WNBA. We understand that. But she's a cash cow. Ride that boat, because guess what? Everybody would stand to benefit from it. There were people who seemed a bit resistant to that. Where were you when all of that was going on? And how did you feel about, not everyone, not most, but there were some who were resistant to it? What were the kind of things that you were saying amongst yourselves when you had these discussions as ladies?
She about to start lying. I could smell the lies.
I think there is nothing wrong, Stephen A., with exceptionalizing women. We exceptionalize men. We say that the face of the NBA is LeBron James. That's okay. It doesn't mean that, nobody else matters or is important or their journeys are important. And so I think two things can be true at once. You're right. Maybe the most important figure in the W is Caitlin.
What do you mean maybe? See, what do you mean maybe the most important figure in the W is Caitlin? There is no maybe. She's the reason y'all using these numbers to try to get paid now. What are we talking about? Come on now. Come on. Start keeping it real a little bit.
And Clark, the best player in the W is by far Asia. The problem for me, and I think the problem for some critics from people who have exceptionalized Caitlin Clark specifically, is that a lot of the exceptionalizing is Caitlin Clark is so important to the growth and of the W, true, and then it's the follow. But all of these other bitches ain't nothing. It's like, it's...
No, all we said was there are other good players, but nobody cared. And that was the facts, though. Nobody lied. We didn't say nobody else could play. All we said was, nobody watching them. And that was the truth. That was the truth. It was plenty of good players. Nobody was watching them. Caitlin Clark was the only one driving in the numbers, selling out 18, 19, 20,000 seats, every single arena, home and away games, getting the games moved to NBA arenas. That is what we were saying, and they were jealous. What are we talking about? They was jealous and hating. They was the ones acting like the whole fan base was racist, regardless of what their race are. If you were a black Caitlin Clark fan, they were calling we can call coons, all types of stuff. You are labeled racist if you like Caitlin Clark, and a lot of that sprung from the players. Come on now, stop it.
It's that part of it where it's like, it's the compliment and then the denigration of everybody else and trying to compliment Caitlin. And that's where I have an issue. It is okay to say and to put her cover of Time Magazine on. It's well-deserved and well-earned. And honestly,
Time Magazine, okay, but then the owner of or whoever it was from the Washington Mystics or whatever came and said, it should have been all the players or something. Come on, y'all did a lot of this. Y'all were they were hating, bro. It's as simple as that.
The ratings and all of those things are proof. We're not arguing or debating that. For me, the issue comes, and I think for some of the players in the league comes from people saying, I'm only watching Caitlin Clark and none of you are anything without her. That is where I think a lot of the animus attention really has lived in this idea that if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, you have to hate one else, or you have to hate.
No, it's not about hating nobody else. No Caitlin Clark fan hated these other players. These players hated and were jealous of Caitlin Clark's fan base, which made Caitlin Clark fans start reacting. That is what happened. No, but Caitlin Clark fans didn't even know these people. They didn't even know these people, bro. Like, nobody was checking for them. That's just the facts. And I am somebody who did watch WNBA. I am somebody who said Kelsey Plum is my second favorite player to watch in terms of entertainment value. I enjoy her style of play and all of that. Bro, nobody was checking for them. These players were going on national platforms calling an entire fan base racist, saying they don't want this fan base here, doing all types of stuff. They came at this fan base first. It wasn't the other way around. That's just the facts.
Hate her perceived enemy, or you have to somehow put down the rest of the league and praise her. And that's like my issue wholly, but I think it's 100% true. She has been such a driver, and she has been exceptional and transformative, period. Leave it there, because it's true.
And see, and the reason why I wouldn't is because I'd use an Elle Duncan as an example. Like a lot of ladies, you're strong enough, intelligent enough, articulate enough.
Elle Duncan doing a lot of lying, Stephen. I know you rock where she doing a lot of capping up here, bro.
To decipher the difference between somebody who's actually doing that and somebody who's making the point, rise and tie lifts all boats, rise that boat.
Right.
You have other people who hear it, and because their sensitivities are heightened, they don't hear the other part. They hear the part that they want to hear, which is where an Elle Duncan comes in, because an Elle Duncan is speaking to the masses. She's speaking to millions of people a day, and she's letting them know, I get your point. Here's what to be sensitive about, what not to be sensitive about. How challenging has that been for you amongst your own gender to be that voice, to be
opinion? And so to sit across from you and Dan or 6 o'clock Sports Center, and my only goal is to be a point guard, not with people your whole entire career. And sometimes you have a really great working relationship. And
listen, man, let's get to this other point that she made in terms of the CBA. We just watched this lady lie about Caitlin Clark and try to make it seem like other people was the reason for this and that, and try to make it seem like Caitlin Clark fans started this back and forth with the players. No, the players started this because they were jealous of her. Make no mistake about it. They were jealous. No fans. These players was going on ESPN coming at a fan base that didn't even know they existed. They didn't even know these people exist. Like, stop it, man. Let's listen to her speak about this CBA, and it's another lie. Come on, man.
One of the greatest things that I love to watch in sports are the A-team. Y'all are
basketball and in the WNBA space. Right. And so they wrapped their arms around me and helped me in a way that I can never, ever, ever repay. And it has been so rewarding to sit on a desk with people who, actively root for you, want you to win. Everyone wants everyone to win. And it's really special because I marvel at them. I mean, you guys, as good great as they are on air, they're better people off air. They're just
in the house.
100%.
I'm like, no. But I love her to death. And she's been losing money, blah, blah, blah. Hell with that. Women deserve their money. My only issue is it is a negotiation. You understand? Nobody gets everything they want. You and I.
All right, now we about to get to her addressing this whole CBA negotiation and what the women really want.
I both know through experience how you handle stuff during a negotiation sometimes influence negotiations. How have you felt about what their position has been? And do you plan on bringing any of this up at the ESPNW Sports Summit?
Right now, they both want the same thing. They both want no stoppage in play, and they both want the continued, viewership and growth of the league to happen. But right now, they are not speaking the same language. And I think that
so we are 3 days away, and they're not speaking the same language. No deals getting done. No extensions being done, you guys.
They are not speaking the same language. And I think that because this is the most important CBA of our lifetime, of their lifetimes, they are going to do absolutely everything they can to get everything that they deem to be a non-negotiable. And I've asked multiple players, What is your non-negotiable? And it is revenue share. Like that is some of the other stuff I'm sure they can deal with and whatnot, facilities and things like that.
Basketball-related income. Revenue sharing, absolutely.
That's their non-negotiable. They want a bigger piece of the pie. They are not saying they want the same piece of the pie that the NBA or the NFL is getting. That's not what they're saying. They just want something that is commensurate to the growth that we've already seen and the projected growth that they will see over the next 5 years.
So she claims that their only thing is the revenue sharing. Well, we know that's not true because they don't want to be exclusive with the WNBA. They want to be able to play in other leagues. They want to be able to go and get payments from Unrivaled. They want to have the option to do Project B. They want to be able to play in these overseas tournaments and make money. So we know that that's not true right there. Unrivaled being exclusivity with the WNBA is one of the major hiccups. It's not just the revenue sharing. That's not true. We know that's not true, bro. Like, come on now. They want to be able to go get money in Unrivaled. A lot of them now have equity in it. They have raised a lot of money for Unrivaled. They're not trying to just throw it away and ruin those investors' fight. Like, no. Being exclusive with the WNBA is one of the major holdups in this. And you can't convince me no other. The proof is in the pudding, man. Like, stop playing games. Who do y'all think y'all be talking to, bro? Who y'all think y'all be talking to? We know what's going on. Y'all trying to get people from that played in 1938, paid and all this stuff. Man, it's a lot of stuff y'all doing, man. At the end of the day, Elle Duncan, I don't feel like you was very truthful on this. I'm going to keep it real. I don't feel like you was very truthful on this. I definitely feel like you tried to play Caitlin Clark and her fan base as if we came after these players when majority of Caitlin Clark's fan base didn't even know these people exist. Like, let's just be real. They didn't even know these people exist. They weren't coming at them. These players was hating on Caitlin Clark. It is that